So as you may or may not know, I own two peptide companies and a peptide brokerage. People pay to be my brokerage for mentorship and just being a community that also collabs and makes a lot of good sales. And the price points are really sweet, so you can make anything from like 2K without trying to, close to 30K. You have somebody almost scratching the door at 30K trying. Okay, so the margins are great. If you apply some effort, you're going to do really well. Now, what is the difference between my two companies? I have South Beach, which it's finished here, but it's not made here. It's good, it's clean, it has COAs, but it's like all the other companies where it's like you're going to support us for South Beach because you like me and you understand there's brand identity, and then I got customer service for you and you can talk directly to me or my brokers. That's South Beach. 1776 is truly the best peptide company out for retail. Okay, this lab that I'm using for 1776 works with a good amount of labs that only supply B2B, business to business, clinics, med spas, all that stuff. They don't have a B2C client. I'm the only guy, and I will be their only guy. Really good friends of mine, the chemists are geniuses, and we launched today 1776, and I've done a lot of content on it. Some of it maybe you've seen, and hopefully you have. Some of it's been shadow banned, some gets taken down. It's very sensitive to go in the lab and show you what they're doing, but it's synthesized here in California. That means like as close to start to finish as it could ever be is here at this lab. And synthesizing is not legal. Also making peptides is not legal. So they're doing it. Okay, they're doing it. So this lab will make me anything I want them to make, as long as the pH levels, the everything is a happy, harmonious combination with the peptides. Like for example, we have a burn blend, Retta and tirzepatide. That works. If I said, hey, throw maybe some Wolverine in there, maybe it doesn't work. So if it does, they'll do it, and if it doesn't, they can't. They have a preservative in the peptide. It's a inclusion complex that makes the peptide good in or out of the fridge for over a year, or just at a year, okay? A long ass time, travel friendly. But beyond that, the difference between accuracy and precision is this. China is accurate. South Beach is accurate. You're shooting archery, you hit the bullseye once and then you hit around it. Maybe you fling one out, but you hit around it and you have like an 87% score overall. This is small batch tequila. This is made with precision. Precise. So I hit the bullseye, I hit the bullseye, I hit the bullseye. The endotoxology reports are constantly per batch, because I'm paying a pretty penny for this thing, so they're throwing in the COAs, the endotoxology reports, per batch every single time I do this. I had a vision to launch this because it was a race to the bottom with all the China product, and I understand there's always going to be a market for that, more bang for your buck, still good stuff that gives you great results, cool. But I knew, with my clientele and people actually caring about what they're putting in their body, that this was going to bang. And with no website, today's the first day that we've had a website. We're approaching a 200K net with no website. Okay, like that's kind of bonkers, kind of nuts. I'm not gonna say that word, but it's kind of nuts. I'd be very confident going to the Shark Tank and pitching this to Mark Cuban and saying like, how much you gonna invest, motherfucker? And I know he's bullish on peptides because everybody's bullish on peptides, guys. They're healthy, they work, and they're addictive. Okay, I feel way better on my peptide stacks. Now here's the thing, when I'm running 1776, when it first started, like glutathione from any company, I've done mine from South Beach, I've done Peptide Sciences, it hurts, and so does 1776. Glutathione just hurts to inject. But I get like scar tissue from China product. This one, no scar tissue. I inject, a little bit of if you've done gluta, But after that, there's no like scar tissue, there's no serious well, it's really, really clean. So that was something I was like, okay, I'm only gonna use 1776 for. Then NAD, I started noticing the same thing. NAD, I was using a lot less and getting like a better rush and a better feel from the 1776. So now I'm only using 1776 NAD, okay? Now the Clo, when I'm using Clo, if I'm using the China stuff or if I'm using my synthesized here in California, I just know the more I can convert over to just using my USA shit, the better. And I will say this, the burn blend, which I've talked about a few times, but also the Retta Tide, the product is just more potent. You can get away with using less Retta and you'll definitely get away with using less burn. Burn has 15 mgs of Retta, 5 mgs of tirzepatide. It is no joke. It is no fucking joke. Like, proceed with caution. 5 microunits, because it comes pre-mixed. Out of the 100 microunits, 5 microunits will shut you down if you're starting from scratch. If you're not starting from scratch, 10 to 15 max. And I'm not saying to do that, I'm saying if I was to do it. 10 to 15 max my first week. It's gonna suppress you down. We got a lot of cool shit in inventory with this company. We have a fuck cancer blend, which is a TA1 complex. A lot of benefits in that. We have our NAD has to be aspirated with air, 5 ml of air to activate the molecules before you put the 5 ml of back water. Really cool nuances. We're going to be teaching our buyers as they go. But if you're in the brokerage, you already know how good it is. If you're not in the brokerage and you don't want to be, but you want to buy from one of my brokers, we're all going to we're going to teach you, or advise you, I should say, on the best way to potentially run this stuff if you were to put it in your system. Or you're not going to get that from any other company. When you buy from us, you're going to get help, versus when you buy from somewhere else, you kind of left with your dick in your hand. So it's honestly just a big day for peptides, because there is no company like this like Live. This is just a really big thing. It's a race to the bottom with China. Everybody's selling for the cheapest possible. This is something it goes China pricing. This is right here in the middle, and then if you want to get raped, you go to a clinic. So we're right here at this price point. I already know it's going to do really well. I think it's going to do like fucking great numbers in the next 2 to 3 months. But that's maybe a conversation for just me and my team right now. I'm just stoked. And it's been a long time coming. So when you go to the website, 1776rx.com, 20% off if you just type in the promo code 1776 for your first order.